supposed to be the super villain of all the bad guys. That's literally how the first movie of the new trilogy ended. And you wonder why it didn't do well. Why does nobody get behind that? Because having all the power and just being able to easily defeat everybody, there's nothing exciting about that. That's why the Superman character, for what it's worth, has never been really marketable in modern society. There's no uphill battle. You cheer for Batman because he's just a guy. Superman's totally unrelatable. And so when we are just people, we don't have armies. Truth and Joanne and I don't have TV studios and BlackRock pumping our messaging into everybody and saying, these guys are cool. No, we're the opposite of that. We're the little scrappy people, right? That is what we are. We are the three musketeers, and all of you are the fourth. You are all D'Artagnan, and we are going to take down the evil empire with just truth. It's romantic, it is attractive, and it is something that people will always get behind. They just have to hear it. So just keep doing what we're doing. We are going to incur them so much love. Mademoiselle, we're always going to put out the white pill because there's no amount of control they can have that will ultimately defeat us as long as we refuse to give into that. That's as a last little comment. That's why they're pushing all the propaganda. That's why they're giving us, for what it's worth, X, and allowing us to think that we have a voice on here while they endlessly gaslight us. They want you, and I've seen a lot of people unfortunately do this, they want you to say, what's the point? Why participate? It doesn't matter. I can't be monetized. I can't grow my follower account. Why would I? That's what they want you to do. The thing they don't want you to do is to keep screaming into the ether. And as maddening as that may sound, that is the most romantic thing that you can do. Because when you have literally no benefit except for merely pushing for that which is righteous, that which is true, and that which is pure, you become, in a sense, Christ-like. Not Christ, but Christ-like. Because you are giving of yourself to something higher, something better, something purer, and people will always flock to that again. So just continue doing what we're doing, folks. The ether is getting more and more beautiful. More people are going to be screaming with us. And as they do, the tyrants with their Death Star are going to try to take us down every way they can. But they won't be able to, because truth is eternal. It is that fire. It is that light. And it is going to guide us all to a better tomorrow. So just keep doing it.
Hey, Jacob! I'm in Lakeview. Come on over. Let's get a pop beer.
John or Nikki? I can't remember.
Hey, this is John. I'm running for Congress in the 16th district against an APAC candidate. I think there's a lot that we agree on. Some we disagree on, but 90% of everything we agree on.
You're the same.
Well, you have your opinions, I have my opinions, but I think that
you stand with Israel?
I stand with America first, and we need to make America great again by stop giving Israel $1, and we need to stop giving every country on the whole planet $1. You just gave $800 million to Ukraine. Don't trust that guy. You're going to shut me down. Okay, so everything you just said makes you a hypocrite if you kick me off your stage.
Loud. Excuse me, you're talking too loud.
Well, you're talking too British. Don't know what to tell you, sweetheart. Turn your volume down. There's a volume control on your phone.
Whoa, John. Hang on here. Hang on. I want to be respectful.
All right.
John,
well, are you a
Congressman?
That's right. I wanted to ask you a question as a candidate. If you were running for Congress and you got elected, or you were the president, what are the 3 things you would do for we, the people of America? Ian?
Well, it seems pretty obvious. And you know what? We've got an entire schematic here that we could reference that seemingly upset so many apple carts that have resulted in a bullet to the brain, which is literally to first and foremost say all foreign money needs to get out of American politics. Secondly, the central banking system and the Federal Reserve needs to be absolutely eliminated. I think that's a perfectly reasonable second thing to do. We can then perhaps look at the entanglements not only on the financial side, but also geopolitically with the Middle East and suggest this is not working for anybody at all whatsoever and get rid of that entire problem. We could perhaps look at the idea of nuclear proliferation and suggest there's one group of people that maybe have this thing Hannibal Directive that seem to not abide by any
Hannibal Directive? He's still talking about the Hannibal Directive?
We could actually go we could say maybe that guy might have had a couple things right. There's a few other more extreme things that we could prospectively do. I don't really advocate for that. But the first thing I would absolutely do is to ban, or at least put